For the past several months and years, people have been pointing out the failures that Disney has seen in what used to be their bread and butter, animation. Family animated movies have been absolutely flopping for Disney lately. We saw the disaster that was Lightyear and Strange World, and then even something like Elemental, which the media tried to herald as a success after its opening weekend failure. That also lost money for them at the box office. In fact, it's been 3 straight box office flops for Disney when it comes to these animated movies, and several disappointments before that some people tried to blame on COVID or things like that. And with the success of the Super Mario Brothers movie for Universal and what looks like a new big tentpole franchise for them, it just made even more people, even mainstream people, start to talk about the problems that Disney has when it comes to animation. This has been a continuing problem, and now the #1 movie in the world at the box office right now is another animated movie that has nothing to do with Disney, and that's Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie. I think this is the second Paw Patrol movie that's been released in theaters. Obviously, that's a long-running kids' TV series, so it's got a following. It's got people out there. And the first weekend makes $46 million worldwide. Certainly not a lot of money. But when the production budget is $30 million, that means that this movie, by next weekend, will have already broken even. This has been a huge problem for Disney because instead of their budgets being under control, $100 million, $30 million, things like that, they're fucking massive. Lightyear, Strange World, Elemental, and now their newest upcoming animated movie, Wish also has a $200 million budget. And after they released a new trailer, although it was heralded for all the attention it got, it didn't look like it was received all that well. Take a look at this ratio. 37,000 likes to 26,000 dislikes. It hasn't been ratioed quite yet, but that's a significant amount of pushback. Now, I've watched this trailer. I don't think it's the worst looking thing in the world. To me, I don't really understand why the villain in this series is actually a villain. He's the guy that controls whose wishes get granted and whose don't. You can't just have everybody have their wish or chaos would reign. I think we saw Bruce Almighty where that kind of got played out, a kind of story like that. But anyway, it doesn't seem like people are back on the Disney bandwagon. It seems like the opposite, in fact. This is another $200 million budget movie that doesn't look like it should cost $200 million. The animation is not impressive. I'm fine with the style of animation they're using. You'd think it would be a little bit cheaper than stuff that they used in, I don't know, Elemental or Lightyear, but it's still got the same price tag. $200 million. And if you assume the same marketing budget all this other stuff has had, you're talking about a movie that needs to break $600 million just to break even. All the while, other studios are still having success with animation. They're having success on much smaller scales and much smaller budgets, but they're actually making money. It looks like the newest Disney original animation, Wish, is going to have another uphill battle at the box office because, quite frankly, families don't trust Disney. And when you're used to just throwing all this money around, being able to recoup it no matter what, that doesn't look like that's going to be the case anymore when it comes to Disney. They have pushed away families. They've told everybody they're not family friendly anymore. And now they're going to have to prove that it's good, prove that it's okay for families before families are willing to give them a chance. And from the looks of the reaction so far for this trailer, it doesn't look overwhelmingly positive at all. In fact, it looks pretty split, which is more bad news for Disney, a company that's already struggling so badly when it comes to animation.